Good morning, guys. Today is October 20th. My thumb says good morning. Anyways, I have some very exciting news. I just woke up and I'm moving to Lisbon.
Yes, but actually not quite yet. That's going to be happening in the episodes to come, so make sure to subscribe.
Today I'm going to be taking you guys on a walk with me to tell you all about why I've decided to move. However, before we get into all of that, I have to get ready. So let me go get dressed for the day. Let's go. Time to go on my walk. I found a little spot under a tree right by the water, and I think it's a perfect spot to film. I do want to apologize, there is a street right there, so if you guys hear cars in the background, that is why. So the reason I brought you guys on my morning walk this morning is because this is usually my time to reflect and be really open and honest with myself. So I do want this video to be quite raw. The thing that actually inspired me to make this video is the fact that I am making a big decision. I am deciding to trust my instincts and go after what I want. Me moving to a new country, a new city, we're gonna go down to the roots of it and talk about how we make big decisions and how we ultimately can trust ourselves in making those kinds of decisions. If this video could do anything for anyone, I want it to be some source of inspiration to take that decision that you've been waiting way too long to make. A lot of people wait for this perfect time to go do what they finally said that they're going to do, or finally do what they want to do with their life, waiting for the perfect moment. They're waiting for the chance to meet the perfect person. We are constantly waiting. These are very rational thoughts, you know, they seem logical. This idea that we've created in our mind of a perfect scenario to go finally do what we want to do with our lives, it's not realistic. If we continue basing our life decisions off of our life situation, I just think that what we actually want to do with our lives is never going to actually happen. That's why a lot of people just say, oh, just go for it, you know, do the leap of faith, be brave, be courageous, go after what you want to do, even if everything doesn't seem aligned for you. There's a huge factor that comes into place when we make big decisions, and that is called self-doubt or second-hand doubt. A lot of the decisions we make are influenced by the people that are around us. So that can be our parents, our friends, our social group, our colleagues at work. No matter how little or big the decision, subconsciously we do base them around the people around us and the media that influences us, what we read, the music we listen to, the things that are presented to us in our everyday lives. So the first thing I would say is to make sure that you are consuming things that are inspiring you to be the person you want to be. If you have people who are constantly questioning your big ideas or the things that you want to go after in life, you are going to start questioning yourself. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is the word change. And change is very, very scary. Humans are not a big fan of unfamiliarity and putting themselves in unfamiliar situations because routine is what typically holds us together and creates structure for us in our lives. However, it is very, very hard to grow and continue learning about yourself and learning about the world around us if we don't put ourselves into different and unfamiliar situations. The reason we call big decisions is because they most typically come with a lot of change. And I guess when we are deciding whether or not we should take this big decision upon ourselves, we are ultimately deciding if we are mentally and physically prepared for what is yet to come. Change is always difficult, but adapting becomes easier with time. And ultimately, when you think about it, life is all about change. We are constantly changing. Without change, life is very, very boring. Some people prefer a very structured routine more than others. However, as a human being, everybody on this planet is constantly going through some form of evolution and change, no matter how little or big it is. The last thing I want to mention in today's video is spontaneity. Spontaneity is not always the easiest thing to do because it requires immediate action. I have personally found throughout my 22 years of life that when I take a spontaneous decision, it always ends up usually being some of the best. And not knowing what to expect is sometimes the best thing, because in a life where we are constantly told, this is what you're going to do next, this is the next chapter, spontaneity is something that takes away all of those expectations, all of those ideas that are given to us, and it takes us to a whole new level of excitement and fun. Spontaneity and fun are so underrated, and I do feel like it's something that everyone should put a lot of importance on in our lives. A lot of people can go off and say, I'll do this spontaneous fun thing when I finish this chapter of my life, when I finally retire. And why are you going to wait that long when that time is never guaranteed? So all of that was kind of a little bit of a rant. If you have a big decision on your plate right now and you are not very sure what decision to go with, but you know ultimately in your heart what you want, I want you to be honest with yourself. I want you to reflect and just be brave enough to take that decision that you know is ultimately going to be best for you, not for anyone else. And going back to the first thing that inspired me to make this video in the first place, moving to Lisbon, moving to Portugal is a big decision. There are so many aspects, so many different factors that go into moving to a new place, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I have hard days. There are some really good days as well, but also know that following your intuition doesn't always look like rainbows and butterflies and sparkles everywhere. There are going to be days where you question your intuitive decision. The last thing left for me to say is thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you can take something away from it. Do not forget to subscribe to continue following this journey, and I will see you guys in the very next video. Bye guys.